Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my all mini nuke locations guide for Fallout 3. This guide aims to showcase and explain the location of every mini nuke within the vanilla version of Fallout 3. No DLC mini nuke locations will be shown. Mini nukes are some of the rarest ammo types in the game and can only be utilised by either the Fat Man or the experimental Merv. There are a total of 70 mini nukes that you can find within Fallout 3, not counting any DLC, and I will be going in alphabetical order in terms of the locations. As always, there are timestamps in the description if you wish to skip to a particular mini nuke location, but without further ado, let's get into the video. The first mini nuke can be found at Agatha's house. Upon talking to her and agreeing to find the last violin in the wasteland for her, you can ask for additional incentive. If successful, she will give you a key to an ammo box under her table which contains one mini nuke. Next up are the Bethesda ruins. There are 3 mini nukes within this location. The first can be found within the office west. Head inside into the top floor and inside a crate next to a fridge will be the nuke. You will need to lift the box up in order to access the item. The second is found within the office east. Head through the office until you get to a debris pile next to a door to the catwalk, and on a filing cabinet will be the nuke. The third nuke can be found within the underworks. Follow the tunnel up until you come to a door. Through the door will be a storage closet with one nuke on a shelf. Next up is the broadcast tower KB5. There are 3 mini nukes within this location. Start at this location and start heading west until you come to an abandoned truck on a highway. Inside the truck will be a nuke on a shelf. Next, head back to the broadcast tower and instead head northwest until you come across a destroyed house with raiders inside. Head inside and you will find a nuke within a bathtub next to a corpse. Next, from this location, head northwest until you come to a lone bathtub. Inside will be a skeleton and a mini nuke. Next is the broadcast tower KT8. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head slightly north and head down into the canyon to find the drainage chamber. Inside will be 2 dead Chinese remnant spies and a mini nuke sitting on a desk. Next is the Capitol building. There are 2 mini nukes at this location. The first can be found on a Talon Company Merc. Head inside and through until you come to a rotunda with a super mutant behemoth. Kill the Merc and loot his corpse for the mini nuke. The second can also be found at the rotunda. Head to the side of the rotunda and on a shelf next to a missile launcher will be the nuke. Next is the Cliffside Cavern. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside and through until you come to a large cavern with some fencing and lights. Head off down the left hand path until you come to a tent. Inside on a safe will be the nuke. Next up is the Corvega factory. There is only one nuke at this location. Start at this location and start heading south until you come to a ruined truck tipped over. Inside at the end will be the nuke. Next up is the Deathclaw sanctuary. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside and down the ramp. Next to a dead Brahmin corpse and the endurance bobblehead will be the mini nuke. Next up is Evergreen Mills. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start from this location and head east until you come to a chapel. Head inside and on a table will be the nuke. Next up is 5 Axel's rest stop. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Inside the truck used for sleeping will be the mini nuke. Next up is Fort Bannister. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside and up the metal catwalk staircase. Once at the top, head through the door and take a left. Head down the stairs until you come to a locked supply closet. Inside will be the nuke. Next up is Fort Constantine. There are 3 mini nukes at this location. You won't be able to acquire these until you gather all special keys during the quest. You gotta shoot them in the head. Head through the fort until you get to the bomb storage. Inside the locked R&D area with the T-51B armor will be 2 nukes on a table. The third nuke can be found by heading up the stairs past the bomb storage. After heading up the stairs on the table will be the third nuke. Next up is Fort Independence. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head into the lower levels and head down the stairs. Take the first left in a room filled with terminals and head into the next room. Inside the room on a shelf will be the nuke. Next up is the Franklin Metro utility. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at Falls Church North and head into the Falls Church / Mason District Metro. Head through the metro until you get to the Franklin Metro door. Enter the area and follow the tunnel through until you get to a submerged section. At the end underwater on top of a radiation suit crate will be the nuke. Next up is Friendship Heights. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at this location and head west until you come across the super mutant camp. Head inside and next to some ammo boxes and a first aid kit will be the nuke. Next up is the GNR Plaza. There are 8 mini nukes at this location. You won't be able to get these nukes until you start the quest following in his footsteps. If you decide to skip this quest, it will become unobtainable. Head to the plaza until you come to the courtyard and a dead Brotherhood of Steel member by the fountain will be the nukes. Next up is Georgetown East. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head to the La Maison Beauregard Hotel and head up the stairs. On a pool table will be the nuke. Next up is the Hallowed Moor Cemetery. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside the chapel and next to a radio will be the nuke. Next is Hamilton's Hideaway. There is only one mini nuke at this location. You can only get this nuke after completing the quest Galaxy News Radio for Free Dog. Head to the location and head down the stairs. Take a right and head down the catwalk until you come to a right that leads into a small room. Follow the room until you're in a sort of tunnel and follow it to the end. Take a right and through the hole in the wall will be the cache with the nuke on a shelf. Next is Jocko's pop and gas stop. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at this location and head southeast until you come to a drainage chamber. Head inside and follow the corridor around until you get to a large room. On the table at the end will be the nuke. Next is the Jury Street Metro Station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at this location and next to the diner will be a building called the Gold Ribbon Grocers. Head inside and trigger the pressure plate that the arrows point to. It will trigger a Rube Goldberg device that will ignite some explosives upon which the nuke will fall from a hole in the room. Next is L.O.B Enterprises. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at Georgetown East and head to the Enterprise building. Head inside and make your way to the top floor and to the CEO's office. Head through to the CEO's bathroom and on a light fixture will be the nuke. Next up is the Marigold station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start off at this location and start heading west until you come to a building called Outpost. Inside will be some enemy ghouls. Take the first right and head down the corridor until you come to a room with a caged super mutant. Inside a bucket will be the nuke. Next up is the Meresti metro station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside and once you're within the large room, head to the workbench on the right hand side. This nuke is on an inaccessible ledge, so you will need to throw an explosive to knock it down. Next up is the National Archives. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside the archives and take the elevator down using Sydney's terminal. Turn around and enter the sub-basement. Follow the corridor around until you come to a generator behind a fence. Behind the locked door will be the nuke. Next up is the National Guard depot. There are 5 mini nukes at this location. You won't be able to collect these until you have all 5 Keller family transcripts in order to enter the bunker. Head through the depot until you open the armory, head through and open the bunker. Continue through the bunker and on a table next to the experimental MIRV will be the nukes. Next is Oasis. There is only one mini nuke at this location. After starting the quest Oasis, head through to the sunken chamber and follow it through until you reach a pool of water. Dive underwater and on a rock will be the nuke. Next up is Old Olney. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head down to the sewers and take the left hand path. Continue through to a large room and on the left hand side will be a door. Inside the room will be a nuke on a shelf. Next up is the Pylon Shack. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at the VAPL-58 power station and start heading north until you come to a fenced electric pylon. On the right hand pylon footing will be the nuke. Next up is the Raider Farmhouse. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at the Clifftop Shacks and make your way east until you come to a ruined farmhouse with raiders inside. Head inside and on a floor next to a locker will be the nuke. Next up is the Raider Wharf. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at the SatCom array NW05A and begin moving west until you come to the wharf over a small lake. On the docks will be the nuke. Next up is the Roosevelt Academy. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at this location and make your way east until you come to a small wooden platform on top of a dried up riverbed. Next to a table will be the nuke. Next is SatCom array NN03D. There are 2 mini nukes at this location. Head into Tower C and make your way all the way to the top of the dish. On top of a dummy will be 2 nukes. Next up is Seward Square. There are 5 mini nukes at this location. Start at Seward Square southeast and head straight to get to the Preacher's Alley. Kill him before going in and you can loot all mini nukes within the alley. They are on the floor, in a barrel and on a roundabout. Next up is the Super Duper Mart. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside and make your way to the back of the Mart and into the pharmacy section. Head inside and the nuke will be sitting on a table next to some medical items. Next is Tenpenny Tower. There is only one mini nuke at this location. You can only acquire this nuke by completing the unmarked quest A Manhandled Manservant. After you complete the quest, Herbert Dashwood will give you the key to his safe. Head to the Tenpenny Suites via the stairs and enter the rightmost room where the safe will be near a bed. Next is the Roach King's Throne. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at the minefield and start making your way northeast. You will come across the Roach King and his throne made up of a small red rocket. Inside one of the rocket's circular cutouts will be the nuke. Next up is the VAPL-58 power station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside the substation and the mini nuke will be on top of a light fixture above the door. Next is the VAPL-66 power station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head inside the substation and it will be on the floor on the left hand side next to the desk. Next is the VAPL-84 power station. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Head to the back of the station and head inside the ruined trailer. The nuke will be inside on the floor next to some metal crates. Next is Vault 101. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at this location and start making your way northwest until you come to a ruined barn. Head inside and the nuke will be on a shelf on the ground floor. Next is Vault 106. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Make your way through the vault to the science labs until you come to the final room with the survivor inside. Head through another door into a small cave section, the nuke will be on the left hand side. Next up is the Wasteland Gypsy Village. There is only one mini nuke at this location. Start at the Jalbert Brothers waste disposal site. Start making your way north until you come to a series of shacks. Head into the most eastern shack and inside on the floor next to some ammo crates will be the nuke. The final location is the White House. There are 3 mini nukes at this location. Make your way through using the utility door until you come to the crater. Make your way up the ruined debris and you will find 3 nukes next to a fat man. And there we have all mini nuke locations within Fallout 3. I hope you found this video helpful, and as always, thank you for watching.